Hello and welcome back to Vox Terra. If you haven't done so, please do subscribe and click that notification bell so you know when I'm putting up a new video. Hey, well, with the possibility of a Biden presidency looking very likely right now, that means that America and humanity has a greater potential now to transition towards a less polluting, less toxic, less greenhouse gas laden producing economy. But for that to happen, it requires vigilance on the part of the public. It requires the public to be informed and aware. It won't happen all by itself. It's the potential that's there. So people who care, people who want a shared common project to focus on, which is the fixing of our environment. So for people who care, we need to know our friends from greenwashing. What's actually environmentally sound practices from what aren't. So to that end, today I want to talk about hydrogen fuel and hydrogen fuel cells. I start with the environmental organizations as my starting point because that's what they're chartered for. That's their very mission for being, is the protection of our environment and our health. So let's look what they say first. Now, second, for working definitions, I went to the U.S. Department of Energy. So first, as somebody who's listened to environmental organizations really his whole life, I can tell you that I used to have skepticism, and I still do, about hydrogen fuel, but I see how that's changing now and how it has the potential to be very green. So from the Department of Energy, they say hydrogen fuel is a clean fuel that when consumed in a fuel cell produces only water as a byproduct. Interestingly, it's also used in rocket fuel. I'll get back to why that's so interesting to me later. Well, that clean burning aspect of it, is only part of the story. The question next to that story is, how is this hydrogen fuel produced? Well, back to the Department of Energy. According to them, most hydrogen fuel today is produced by natural gas, or a process called gas reforming. There's also coal gasification. Now, both of those processes are very carbon intensive. They're involving the burning of a lot of fossil fuels. So yes, when you use your hydrogen, when you're actually using that hydrogen, you're not polluting the air in that local area, but you pushed it off to somewhere else. So you're still adding to the carbon problem. Now, in the Biden climate plan, and I believe also the Department of Energy, they mentioned carbon capture technologies. So the dream here is to keep burning fossil fuels, but just capture the carbon. Well, that is not a part of, as far as I can remember, in Bernie's Green New Deal. Why? Because we believe, and I'll just say we because I agree with this way of thinking, that by doing that, you're giving more power to those fossil fuel industries. It's going to be expensive. It's going to involve subsidies. Well, why not just go directly towards renewable energy? Why keep strengthening the hand of the fossil fuel industry other than they're donating to your campaign, other than they're just a part of the machinations of the government and the media? Otherwise, why keep subsidizing them? So we're not really crazy about carbon capture as a solution. But here's what we are excited about. The other method of producing hydrogen fuel is called electrolysis. So electrolysis is, according to the Department of Energy, water can be separated into hydrogen and oxygen using electrolysis. And electrolysis employs a technology called an electrolyzer. Now, these can be powered very greenly or not. But you can power that electrolyzer using wind, solar, tidal energy, responsible hydro. And this using renewable energy to power the electrolyzer to create hydrogen fuel also solves, very excitingly, one of the major problems that renewable energy has had, the intermittency, because now you can begin to store more effectively that excess power generation. But you've got to build more wind turbines and more solar panels for that to happen. Now, another place where it's cited that hydrogen fuel is potentially a game changer is also in shipping and flight. Now, it's not practical right now. There aren't batteries powerful enough that you can run mass shipping on an electrical battery. But hydrogen fuel is seen as a potential changer for that. However, my thinking is, and that of many environmentalists, is we want a more local-based economy. We don't really see the need for shipping soybeans across the Pacific, soybeans that maybe are genetically modified and sprayed with chemicals, and then engaging in expensive and tiresome trade negotiations with China to insist they buy soybeans from here. Why not just grow local for local use? Well, what about coming back to that space flight? Here I'm more out of sync with most environmentalists that I know. I find spaceflight very exciting. I feel it's part of what would help increase the odds of the long-term survival of our species, which is the whole point of my program, and to a degree, the whole point of why I think God put me on this planet, if you want to put it that way. So for now, for the environment, let's hope Biden makes it over that threshold. And if he does, we need to be vigilant, because he's not Bernie Sanders, and even if he was Bernie Sanders, we'd probably still need some vigilance, and we need to understand what's green, what's greenwashing, and realize that hydrogen fuel and hydrogen fuel cells really have the potential to be part of the solution if they're being charged with renewable, cleaner energy. But they can also be charged by fossil fuel burning. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please share my videos. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. Click that notification bell. And until next time, as always, peace be with you.